All right, hello there, my friends. How you guys doing? Paul Trani here, diving into package design and branding and all that fun stuff. So that is the goal. We're gonna. I actually made a logo yesterday. I have a couple for you guys to pick from, and yeah, so we're gonna dive into this. Welcome. Good to have you here. I will wait for the slight delay, but here we are. Fantastic. Philippa, good to see you here. Noel, Anna Brackett, Andre, Mackenzie. Cool. I see you guys now. Fantastic. So again, we're doing package design. We're doing branding for a restaurant. So we're actually learning a lot about Illustrator. We will dive into Dimension. There is mention of InDesign, which I can always get into. I know Terry did a getting started this morning as well. But basically, we're going to be putting something together that I'm going to display in Dimension, and then ultimately, right next to me, using Aero. So that's the goal. So it's all about packaging design. I thought I'd show you a couple of real-world examples, things that I kind of like. This does have some green in it. Maybe I'll grab this one. See how this one looks. This one's a little better. So anyways, here's like cool. I think this is some pretty cool packaging. I don't know if you've heard of Magic Spoon, but basically it's like healthy for you cereal. But they did a great job. I actually noticed on the back of these, they actually have a maze. So we made a maze yesterday, and I'll show that to you guys. But I thought that was kind of cool. I think this cereal's pretty good. So today's Adobe Live is sponsored by Magic Spoon. All the goodness, none of the guilt. So, lead designer in the house, Saran as well. Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch gears, show you my screen if I could. This is what I was working with yesterday, okay? Kind of quick recap. We went through this whole questionnaire, right? And again, we'll get into branding and packaging. This is what we're going to do. We created a logo. We need to work on colors, design elements, the fonts, right? And then we'll get into the packaging. But I also had this branding questionnaire set up as well. So it's like helping you identify the brand. And that's what I did for what we call the sauce. So sauce is just the name of the restaurant. It was going to be oregano. We could always change it later. But yeah, that's the plan. And yeah. So basically, it is a family-friendly restaurant that serves pasta, and we're focusing on like to-go orders since most restaurants aren't open. We thought we'd have some fun packaging, kind of like Happy Meals come in a fun box. That's the idea behind this. It's like you get a fun activity box that your to-go meal is delivered in or that you pick up with. So. All right, Afroja in the house, good to see you here. Will there be flowers involved? I hope so. I was working on something with flowers earlier. You don't even know. I had so many flowers on my screen. It was awesome. So nonetheless, tomorrow, make it oregano sauce. So the reason I went with sauce is like I want a kid to request going to sauce, and I don't know if a kid is going to remember or can say oregano. I don't know. It might be kind of cute. We can still work it out. Here are kind of logos we worked on yesterday. Had some fun. We actually used this awesome notebook and magical pen that would enable me to draw and digitize what is drawn, and it gives me a path in Illustrator. So that's why I liked this Moleskine tablet and pen. Gives me this path, as we can see, because we don't want this to be a filled shape. That's kind of the issue I currently have with, some tools, right? So here's another version that we worked with, right? Sauce kind of ended up over here, right? We have this one. I need a better line, by the way, Afroja and Ashi and Massimiliano. Like, is it just noodles and more? Is that it? I need a ghostwriter, because it needs to be like, is it like family friendly eats? I don't know. Family, because it's all about family oriented. Parents don't want to cook, but we want to give them affordable meals. So family first, pasta second. I don't know. Pasta seconds. That's kind of funny. family first, pasta seconds. So I need some help with some taglines, if you don't mind. If you think of anything, that's great. You get the idea. I just threw noodles and more in there. And I created a couple different ones. Created this one, actually, after the stream yesterday, right? So we have this one. It says sauce. And that's kind of fun. What's cool about this is the brush, I think. First off, the reason this doesn't work, family food sauce. So that's good. We could repeat. Family food? Family food. People, pasta, something. I don't know. Something like that. Good morning, Andrew. Good to see you. So yeah, we'll kind of dive into this. Again, this is the one I just kind of knocked out. An issue I have with this one it currently is not working because it looks a little bit like you're going to get some like Asian noodles, right? Noodles in a bowl. That's what this is kind of showing to me. It might be the red in there, but I kind of want to dive into just kind of like making that brush really fast, because this is how I put this together. I just took a couple of elements right over here, right? That's what we have. Boom, just drew that. Drag it into my brushes panel. I'll make a pattern brush. Click OK. We have our brush like so. It's gonna auto center, so it's gonna make those curves nice and neat. And then what we need to do for these ends, these need to be actually swatches. So that's when I go to my swatches panel, grab this, drop it into my swatches panel, and I would probably name it something. Hello, I do that a lot. Dropping this one in right over here as well, like that. Okay, so with that done, let's grab a line. There's our line, right? Nothing to it right now. There's our black line. We can click on this one that we just made. And there, actually, hold on. Wait for it. Let's drop that in here. It's going to be a pattern brush. I'm going to click OK. We have this corner. We have this end. And obviously, we can pick the side that we want as we scroll through all these, because guess what? I never name them. It's not going to be this one. It's going to be this first one right here. So it's kind of weird how this is laid out. Think opposite of what your intentions are. The first one you select is actually not the top one. It's the bottom one. See, that's where I screwed it up again. There we go. It fits. Done. Click OK. Here we have it. N for pencil. Here's our lovely like noodles. Something kind of like that. Okay, pretty straightforward. Is there any difference between making it with a pattern brush or an art brush by defining the middle stretch section? That's a good question. Let's actually double click on this. You currently have it to stretch to fit, add space to fit, approximate path. That is a great question. Because that's very astute of you. Because basically this is just like an art brush, right? I think I have an art brush in here somewhere. But an art brush is going to be one shape. And this is the difference. The difference is that middle segment gets repeated and it's not stretched. That's why it's called a pattern brush. The middle section gets repeated. In this particular case, to your point, it really doesn't matter. You could use the art brush or the pattern brush. Right, but there it is. Here's our noodles. We can kind of have fun with this, right, as well. I think this will be actually pretty cool to work with in some sense. But for this, I think I could actually have this be maybe a little bit more unique. Maybe I actually want to change it a little bit. But this might be a case where, like, is concerning the logo, do I make an S with this new brush? Right? Hello, that one's huge. Scale it down. Right, so here's a new... Let's fix this one, actually. Let's... The pen tool, bomb. There we go. I often check in my preferences to make sure that I'm... in this case, I don't want to scale strokes and effects, right? But I do want to scale up the S, but maintain that stroke size, right? So here is, again, a new one to potentially work with. I think this is cool. I think this is maybe a little bit much for the logo. Right? Yeah, so can you tell the difference between an art brush and a scatter brush in the library? Yes, so right over here you can see up at the top, these are my art brushes. They're going to be stretched, because that's what they do, is they stretch. And then my pattern brushes have these repeating elements, so that's how you can tell. These are pattern brushes, might have caps on the ends, may or may not. And then obviously these are the ones that are stretching. It's funny that they don't really look like that. So if I draw this out, and I click on this flower, or this flower, for instance, yeah, you can see it definitely with this flower a little better. Obviously what it does is it's stretching, right? So it's stretching that part, but it keeps this intact. So anyways, yeah, new logo. I don't think this is going to really work for a logo. I think it's like a little too much. It's almost just too distracting. Let me clean up this path. I can't help it. Simplify. I got to clean this up. There we go. Cleaned up. There we have it. Scale it down a little bit. And we have another fun option for you. Okay, so with this, let me pull this over. And I'm going to show you that basically this is underneath that stroke. Well, this should work. If I select this path, we'll go to Object, Path, and we'll reverse the path direction, and then notice how it puts that sort of end onto it. Cool. Glad you like the tunes. They're from DJ Pac-Man. He's mixing it up on the ones and twos, as they say. If anybody says that, I don't know. All right, taking this. Let's scale this down. Preferences, general. Scale strokes and effects. Scaling this down. Bringing it over here. It is okay. It is all right, but now you can see how that's made. I could have some fun with this too, because notice how it is all the same thickness, right? And we know pasta can get kind of crazy. Maybe I want to change this up. I want to do so many things right now. This is what I want to do. Check this out. This is going to be appropriate. We're going to hit N. We're going to draw out. We're going to sample that brush. Okay, there we go. Let's increase the size of that. Wait for it. There that is. Let's increase the size maybe a little bit like that. And can draw out just some like, maybe I have this pasta kind of coming down from a fork, kind of doing a flowy thing. And I noticed this in Andrea's last segment. She had a really cool illustration of this kind of like pasta holding onto a fork, but just kind of spilling into the bowl, which was pretty cool. So we can basically control the thickness of these noodles. So this one right here that's in front, this one's going to be thicker than what's in the back. So let's just select this. I want it to kind of come out at you a little bit. We'll go over here to the width tool. Hopefully you can see that. Here's the width tool, selecting it. And now we'll roll over. Okay. And over this one here, stretch it out like so, and now we have it thicker on this end and thinner on the other end. So we can kind of play with that a little bit. shrinking it up like that, and I can do that with all of these. Shrinking it, moving it over. Cool thing is I'm playing with this width profile, so I don't have to do this for each and every one. I have this set up, and I'm going to select this line, hit I for eyedropper, click the other one, and in fact I can do that for all of these. Have them all kind of flow out from one spot on a spoon or a fork or something. Cool, you got it? There we go. Let's take it. Let's grab this text, which I think this text is nice. Let's go up here. Let's turn off the artboards, stretch this out, something kind of like that. Again, just playing around. Pasta. Look at all this pasta. Cool. Yep. So anyways, there's a lot you could do with pattern brushes, a lot you could do with all the brushes, and that's why I like Illustrator. It's like you could always change this into something else. Because quite frankly, let's try this real fast. I'm noticing that these kind of look like, I don't know, does that look good? Should it be black? Should it be, or should it be like hollow? So I'm kind of struggling with that. I can go to the pattern that I've made. Here's the pattern. Let's zoom in here. And these are the ends. But I'll take these ends and change that to white. Maybe it should be something like that. I will have to do it with both of them. Oh, geez, did I just... Okay, there's that. Done. Go over here. These are patterns. Bam, 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 and bam. Done, done. Zooming out. Making sure I've picked the right ones. This is the hardest part. I did not name anything in here, and I'm not crazy about how small this window is. So I'm just gonna go fix all of them. Scrolling down, here are the other ones. Same issue. There it is. Let me know how you guys are doing. You guys doing fine this lovely Thursday? We're all probably stuck indoors. There, that's done. I had the tendency to select another swatch to change it, and it would actually apply that swatch to the current swatch that I was working on. So that was the fun little issue I just had. There we go. Change that to white. Done. Let's take these. Come on, buddy. Let's take a look at it. Let's... Okay. You get the idea. Cool. All right, so let's move on. I'm not even going to use this one. I think what this is cool for is for a pattern, right? So let's take a closer look at a lot of this. And maybe I do want to change this uniformly. Let's flip it. Oh, weird pasta. It's so weird, right? Here's what I want to ask you guys, because I've already decided that that first one doesn't work. I'm interested in you like 1 or 2. So you can go ahead and figure that out, and I need to work on colors still. right? So I have these two. I've already decided this third one doesn't work. It's kind of between these two. And then I could also play with this background, right? So whether this has a circle back there or not, right? Or do I take that circle and, you know, do I throw some yellow in there, right? Anita, what about a graduated spaghetti as part of the title sauce? Oh, are you saying to change the thickness? That might be good. All right, everybody's into 2. Actually, you know what? I might even eliminate this. Maybe this is distracting us. Maybe that needs to go away. Okay, I just changed it. This might change your vote. Because I think the issue is nobody liked the circle, right? Let's get rid of a lot of this. Because remember, there's just going to be like one word or a couple words kind of floating out here, right? So this is more apples to apples. Let's do family food sauce. One without the circle. You'd like the S as a spoon for sauce. 2. All right, 1. All right, Tim says 1. Tim gets a couple votes because his name has a little blue check mark on it. So I think that means he's really important. All right. So by the way, there is a fork here. I did add a little bit of color in here just to give it a little splash of something, something, right? Okay. All right, so we could always figure this out later. Yeah, it looks like everybody is torn. So that means it probably doesn't matter that much. I personally like this one because you have this nice baseline for your logo to kind of rest on, so it gives it some weight. That's the reason I like this one. But both work. So yeah. But you'd place the text above the spoon. Like that. That could work too. Into it. Michelle. Oh, people still... I think 2 actually wins. Man. All right, let's go with it. Well, this is the one we're going to go with. Usually I don't do design by committee, but we're going to go with this one. I do need to kind of work on the colors as well. I think those will hopefully naturally like come about. Because all I did here is I didn't pick colors at random. They obviously came from this basil, and this is just like a marinara sauce. So that's where those 2 colors came from. So we have those. I kind of more want to play with this. And actually, let's do this. Let's pretend both of these are actually on a background. So, paste this in there like that. Right, there it is on just like a different color. Yeah, it's okay. It is okay. Maybe some sprinkles of Parmesan. That's how I'd want my pasta. That's for sure. All right, so yeah, I'd say this is working good. I like this yellow better. Yellow is just one of those tough colors. You don't really want to use it. I mean, you can use it in large quantities, but it's just a really intense color. So that's why I went in and said, hey, you know what? Let's just kind of scale this back. We don't want it too drab, right? This is going to make it look more sophisticated and like not fun and family friendly. That's why we've kind of remained in this nice yellow area. So, yeah. Oh, Tim, actually, I know you're joking about using both and swapping out the logo every other day, but you bring up a good point in that we can have variations of this logo. Because honestly, I think both can be used, right? A lot of times businesses will you'll have your logo mark, right? And then you'll have a more elaborate version for your marquees and larger use cases on the menus, things like that. So, Shahid, I'm sorry I'm not wearing a mask. I'm at home. I'm staying safe. Hopefully you are as well. I want you to be able to see my lips move so you can understand me better. But let's just kind of go with this one. Why not? Grouping it. Actually, let's go to my library panel. And this is where it's going to go. Let's get rid of that one. Let's paste in this new one. There it is. Like that. Okay, so since we've defined a logo, we got to figure out how it looks on packaging in different scenarios. So let's go over here. Let's save that. Ooh, I kind of didn't want to really save that just yet. That's for tomorrow. Skulls. All right. Here I'm in dimension. Let's grab this. File. Yeah, the yellow gives it some oomph. Anita, I'm wondering actually if the text needs to be blacked, if the word sauce needs to be black. And you'll see what I mean here in a second. Right, here's an older version, right? This is an older version that I was kind of playing with. Which actually should update any second because I changed it. Right over here. This is my new logo. Saving it. It's syncing as we can see. It's in my Creative Cloud library. There's my file. It says logo. It's done syncing. We'll go back over here. Boom. There it is. Updated. You get the idea. Let's kind of move this around a little bit. That's not bad. This is actually on the different packaging. The packaging that we picked yesterday. Actually, that logo is wrong, is it? Yeah, no, that's the right one. That's correct. So, yeah, I don't know what you think about this box, but I had another idea. I had a fun idea that we could maybe do. That I want to work out because I think what's cool is this color. Yes, this works. But I really like the idea of adding a pattern to our packaging. So let's close this. Let's go over here to this other file I'm working on, right? So we made this game yesterday. We made the Hunger Games. I get it. This logo needs to be updated. But that's the nice thing about using CC library graphic. I could drop in the new one like so. This is a case where I would actually probably duplicate this one. I would have logo with tagline. So I'd have two different versions. Here's the version with the tagline, the straight up logo. This one here, oops, will not. All right, there it is. Eliminated that. That's done. That looks good. Can move that over, do all that fun stuff. But let me get into using some of this pasta. This might be kind of fun. So here's some pasta. Let's just play with this over here. I'm going to make a new artboard. So what's going to go on the back are some fun graphics. So let's go ahead and make a pattern. That's what we're going to do right now. What about the colors of the Spanish flag? Yeah, we can do the... We probably want to do more the colors of the Italian flag, which is green, white, and red. So that's really close to what we already have. But we have this fun pasta that we can play with. Thought about actually doing some fun scattering with this. So let's take this pasta, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my symbols panel. I'm going to drop this pasta in here. Pasta 1. I don't know what all these are called. Bow tie, elbow, shell, otherwise known as pasta 3. A tubular one, otherwise known as 4. And this one's known as the screwdriver pasta. This kind of looks like a screwdriver, or it's the drill bit pasta, otherwise pasta 5. And this one is a straw pasta 6. There we are. Okay, so I made all those. Let's move these out of the way. Could do a couple different things here. I could use my symbol sprayer tool. So right off to the side, you can see it looks like a spray can, right? From there, I can select the bow tie pasta, right? And now I can go ahead and click, and that's going to give me these bow ties like everywhere, which works out pretty well. But I really need to space them out. I need to change the size. I need to do a number of things, right? But I can kind of spray it out like that. Actually, let's keep them all right on here, and then let's start to shift them around, right? So we could kind of push them around. And really what I want to do is I want to space them out. So there's the scruncher. I'm going to hold down the Option key, and I'll kind of separate them. And this is good when you're creating a lot of something. Notice how all this bow tie pasta is going. None of it's at an angle, so that's another thing I need to get squared away. Pushing those around like so. Let me know how you're doing. Spain and Portugal are great pasta enthusiasts. Now, when I think of Spain, you're probably right, but I do think of more like Spanish rice dishes. So, yeah. So anyways, we want to rotate these. It's all right in here, by the way. You use the symbol sprayer tool initially. You can double click and then access its different properties. So I had a pretty large brush. The symbol set destiny was actually at 10, so I could have made that less, and that probably would have helped me out a little bit. But now I'm going to start rotating them and pushing them around some more. So that's what I'm doing right now. Rotate them. Wait for it. Let's move this pasta around. Let's push these around. All right, so this isn't bad. This might work. There's another way I could do this, actually. Let's try this. Let's take all 4 of these. Let's drop them right in here, because I really want to use more than just one. So we'll rotate this one, kind of mix these up a little bit, because I'm thinking actually, what if I just made a pattern? So with these 4 selected, we'll make this a little bit smaller. And we will go up to Object, Pattern, to make a pattern. Right? It's been added to the swatches panel. We could see it right here. And fantastic. There it is. Here's all of our pasta. And now I can start to move these around. So this, let's put things at an angle. Let's make it look a little bit more mixed up. It's too uniform right now. But let's get these spaced out nice and neat. That looks pretty good. I like this. This works, right? So we're going to do something like that. We could make this larger or smaller. We can actually take a piece of pasta, duplicate it, have it go off the edge if I want to. Maybe it's actually right down here. Let's rotate it. You can obviously see what it does at this point. right? We can kind of put it in the corner like that. All right, done. Done. Pasta is done. Let's move those out of the way. Let's draw a big box. Let's select our pasta, and then we have our pasta pattern, right? Let's take that. Let's drop this in our library panel. Dropping it in right over here. We're going to call this pasta pattern, like so. And now let's go right over here and place this on my package. All right, let's put it on this one. Let's try this. This is a decal, right? It's this takeout box. It's the sleeve. Okay, so we'll go to restaurant. There's my pasta. Drop that on. Turns everything gray. I don't know why. Why you gotta do that to me? Dimensions like, whoa, hold on. All right, how is everybody doing today? I do not know. So let's just kill it. We'll open it back up in a second. Oh yeah, good times. All right. What's up, Alberto, Michelle, Madi? Talk to me. How you guys doing? Pro designer in the house. Yeah, perhaps Dimension doesn't like the design. Dimension's like, I'm over it. I'm an app. I can't eat pasta. You know this. Why are you feeding me pasta? So let's dive into this again, shall we? Let's open this up. It should be in a pretty good state. Oh, I'm glad you like the logo. I think the logo still kind of needs some work because it's going to break down. I know it's going to break down. Even at this point, you can see Sauce kind of breaks down. So I'm not 100% sold on it, but I'm glad you are. So let's drop that right on there. You work for me. Good. It worked. Fantastic. Why'd I have to get so mad at it, right? So here it is. We could see there's that graphic. Let's move it over, scale it up, Sauce. And by the way, we want it to be underneath the logo. So take that, drag it down, and now we have those flipped. So this is already like pretty fun, right? That's looking good. Let's zoom out, just using a shortcut key, which is number 3, number 2 to pan, 1 to kind of rotate around. So this has a little bit more flavor. I think even the noodles, you know what? Now that I look at it, I feel like this, in this case, the noodle actually needs to be like noodle color, right? Yes, exactly, Anita. The pasta needs some oomph now. It's a little flat, especially compared to everything around it. So let's go ahead and make it the same color as these noodles or pasta out here, which I could do pretty easily. And actually, did it get updated? I don't even know if it got updated because this looks like an old logo. Come on, let's dive into that takeout box. The sleeve. This graphic. Yeah, that's, but this is a case where actually this circle is working really well. The pink keeps reminding you of crab. Maybe the pink needs to be changed. I don't know. Maybe the pink should just be cardboard color. I don't know. All right, let's go back over here. Let's just reapply that logo. That's what we'll do. We're gonna just drop this logo on again. So I'm gonna grab the one right here. This is just logo with tagline, dropping it on that square. It updates it, right? We can see that line there. And we could also rotate it because it desperately needs to be rotated into position. Like that. And I think it needs a background. Can we all agree? Needs something, right? A light coffee color. I like the pink. I love the pink. I think the pink's awesome. Okay, but let's try a couple different versions. But this is what happens when you start to do like package design and really kind of carry your branding through to other elements. You realize, hey, you know what? Maybe it's working, maybe it isn't. Let's go back to my logos, my text. Get rid of these two. Let's grab this one. Have some fun with this one. Send it to back. Actually, let's just paste it back here. Flip it. Give it a color. Thicken up that line. There we are. This is the one we're working on. Remember, this is going to have a background of some color. Maybe that color. Are you guys really... Okay, so Malik likes the pink. Maddie likes the pink. Okay, good. Yeah, let's kind of take a look at this. Again, this is just a copied version of that one. We're going to take this. We're going to give it a little pasta flavor, if you will. Selecting all of these. And if you recall, these are all done with 2 strokes, one on top of the next, right? The top one is, of course, the white that you see right there. That's the one I want to change to give it a little bit of that gold color. All right, kind of like that. So let's add this to my library. And dive into this a little closer. There it is, selecting all these elements. So it's interesting. I think there's something else in here that's throwing it off a little bit. Oh, why is that last one? It's being weird. Okay, here we are. Boom. There you are. This last one is a little bit different. It needs to be moved down. Drop that right in there like so. Okay, does that work? Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's go with it. So let's shrink this down a little bit. We could have some fun with this. We can actually duplicate this, shrink this down, and kind of make it look like a plate. So the stroke is distracting. Now this is getting really distracting, actually. And the reason I wouldn't do this is I just made a plate that's empty. So you're almost giving the subliminal message of, hey, we're out of food. Like, we don't want to show empty plates. I just don't think that's a good idea. It's like we want to give the impression that it's like overflowing with wonderful food is the idea, okay? Stroke might be a little distracting because it was a little thick. We're going to make sure it's no thicker or thinner than this other line right here. So should it be about 5, if I'm not mistaken, or half that? All right, so let's go with that. And again, this is just another option. I still have the one without the circle as well. So, but this might be a case where, hey, use this logo anytime you're going to place this logo on anything other than white. Use this logo. So your primary is one, logo with tagline, and then our alternate logo for certain use cases when you need it. So let's go back over there and open up the properties panel, drop on this new one right there, and now it's in that circle. I don't know, what do you think? Yeah, the fork definitely, yes, thank you. So we're gonna go fix that right now because I agree 100%. Let's go into this logo right here. This is what I assume you're saying. This fork needs to be coming out of this circle, right? So P for pen. Bam. Bam. Right there. Minus. Get rid of it. Shift C. Click on it right there. Bam. Yeah. Take that. There we go. Fixed. Right, we edited that. Happened to be my logo alt that I was just playing with, so let's close it. Should be edited everywhere, and we'll see it update right here. Bam! All right, we have it. Easy enough. Fix the tagline. Family food sauce. What do I need to fix about it? It definitely needs to be repositioned. That's probably what you're thinking about. Tell me, talk to me. Alberto's not digging the circle now. Maybe it's not working, Alberto. Hey, it's okay. The double I. Oh, thank you. There we go. Family. Fixed it. Thank you so much. I was like, oh, you're saying that it's not centered. That's the problem? No, you spelled it wrong. Right? Good call. By the way, just so you know, we've had a fantastic day all day today. You're gonna be hanging out with me for a bit, for another hour and a half, and then draw along with Kyle T. Webster. He's gonna be up after me, and it's really fun. I was watching him yesterday. I made some cool stuff because he's creative like that. So yeah, so that's what's happening. Also, we have deadline. 42 minutes. All right. Cool. Let's move on. We're back. It's fixed. Family, food, sauce. Boom. Right over here. Let's get to some of the games now. Let's zoom out. Right? That's kind of fun. We could do the same thing here, by the way. This is the old logo, so let's fix that. Let's turn off the takeout box. And all this is a parametric cube. This is just a cube. That's all I kind of took. This one maybe we'll just use the same logo. Let me just drop it in. Yeah, so you get the idea. We could still have some fun with this tagline. I don't know. It needs work. There's more things we could do with it. Right? We could put a wavy line in there, like there's lots of sauce or something, right? But for right now, let's just drop on this pasta as well. Move it over, make it larger, right? It's going to start to wrap around. Move it underneath. Everything, kind of like that. Cool. Oh, this is like a fold line right there. That's what's happening. I think that's what that is. One thing I can do, wait, let's do this. So oh shoot, was I distorting the wrong thing? I'm going to show you something pretty cool. So accidentally was manipulating the wrong one. Let's move this down, right? That's just like that. Let's rotate it. The placement is a decal. I can also change the placement to fill, right? That's going to take that. It's going to wrap it around the whole thing, right? So it wraps it all the way around, makes this pasta look pretty large, right? But right over here, I can start to repeat that pattern. So let's repeat it. Let's just type in 10. Repeat it 10 times. Oh, that's way too much. Let's take it down. There we go. Ooh, and this is not a perfect pattern. Hey, Paul, do better next time. It's not a perfect pattern. It has issues. Don't we all, right? We got some issues right here. Guess what? We could easily fix that because we just need to change artwork 1. Let's go back over here. Here's artwork 1. Double click. Here we have this. This is not a perfect pattern. That's the problem with this. All right. There we go. Basically, I just broke apart this pattern because I wanted to access all these little pieces. We kind of have this problem. So, oh yeah, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in here, right? Some stuff needs to take place. Ah, that was so many clicks to get rid of one element. Ah, all right. Let's just clean this up. Give me 1 second. I thought this would be much faster, but they really have this locked down in a lot of clipping masks. Just do. All right, let's just select all these. Wait for it. These three. Release clipping mask. Yep. Okay, so why not create a pattern in Capture? That's a good idea. You know, I don't think patterns are available in Dimension. So let me check that. So miscellaneous, patterns. So I have a patterns category in miscellaneous. I'll go to Dimension, miscellaneous, patterns. So yeah, patterns aren't available in Dimension, so you do have to make your own. Do I say wait for it a lot? I probably do. Wait for it, wait. Give me time. I'm trying to break this stuff apart. I don't even need to. Let's just move it all. Does that make sense? No. We gotta release clipping masks and get rid of all these ones on the edge. That's what we have to do here, people, because I want this to be perfect. You know why? Because the client wants it that way. Wait for it. Wait. Ungroup. This is where I get to test my mouse speed. Take all of these, ungroup everything. Release clipping masks for everything. Let's do it to these down here. Okay, there we go. There we are. Okay, getting rid of all these. Getting rid of them all. Ah. All right, you get the idea. I think I've done enough of this. I've gotten it cleaned up enough that you guys should be satisfied when it comes to the pattern. But the great thing is I'm able to jump into, I could even just move that up like that. Hey, why not? Just move that over there. Okay, that works. Pattern might not be perfect, but that's okay. Take this the drill bit pasta, as it's known. Take this pasta. Done. Save. Close. Finish that pattern, right? We started from a pattern that was perfectly tiled that I just didn't make large enough. I could have actually gone in and just made the whole thing larger. But anyways, broke it apart, cleaned it up. We're back in here with this graphic. And now you can see it's even more unique kind of around there. But you get the idea. It's all working. Rotate that around to the back. This happens to be our Hunger Games graphic. That's what we worked on yesterday. I'm going to clean that up right now as well, and then we're going to work on another one. So let's go over here to Games. This is the new one that I actually have cleaned up, right? And I was actually going to change this because I made all these cool little, like, remember how I was making these characters yesterday? We have all these fun little characters, which are pretty cool. I actually really like them. I think they're awesome. I don't know if you prefer them to have like hand-drawn little eyes or if I should give him glasses. So give me 1 second. I'll give you 2 different versions of Kyle here. Here's Kyle, the pasta. Here's one version. And then we have a second version where he's gonna have like some glasses. And then he'll have like this smile. Why not? There he is. Couple different options. We could play with it. I don't like my food looking at me. Cute. Joel, do the eyes turn to X's when it's cooked? Probably. All right, so let's take this little guy. Everybody likes, Ashley likes one. Ashley's been hanging out with us. You know what? That's what's gonna happen. Boom. Put him right here. And let's just change this a little bit. X. Paste. This guy needs a name. I just called him Kyle. Is this, what type of pasta is this? Does anybody know? I liked the meatball because the meatball would roll. But now I just changed it to this character. Help. You got it, Tim. Help Pete pasta. Help Penny. Oh, is it Penny pasta? Help Pepe Penne find his way home. Why not? We'll put that right there. It's Penne Pete. I like Penne Pete. All right. Oops. There we go. Something like that. There we go. Cool. We did it. We did it. Where's my meatball? I feel like there should be still some meatballs down here. And I deleted my other one. It's fine. There we go. Just kind of like that. I'm just adding some meatballs in there. Kind of like that. All right. Okay, cool. We did it. We did it. We did this one. we're still hung up on the color, right? And this might be bothering people, the fact that this is not centered, right? I can kind of tweak it over a little bit. Now remember, to get here, this is going to be blocked off. I'm going to modify the map a little bit. Like that. There we go. Cool. There we have it. Cool. That's how you make it to the pasta bowl. You get the idea. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. I think that works. I like this character, right? This is a different style, so we're kind of mixing styles a little bit, but I really like him. I think he'll be fun to play with. And just make the peak red. I don't know about red. I do not know. Could try it. Here's red. Too much. It's too intense. You know? Let me try a bunch of things that will not work. Oh, that's so ugly. Please don't judge me yet. Is that better? A warm red? Aren't all reds warm? Like, you're talking more of a goldish red? It's getting a little more orange. Like that. I don't even know how it's appearing on your screen. On my screen here, it looks washed out when I... Actually, that screen looks good. This one looks really horrible. Ah, this is rough. This is a rough one. Let's go in an entirely different direction. Let's go blue. Maroon. Okay, so you guys are saying salmon. So, ooh, I really like this. This looks good. Right? Tell me this doesn't look good. This is going to look great on the box. No? No, I like the pink. No. Wow. Man, I thought I had it. I was like, oh, this is the color. Pink is better. All right. You said it. This is going to be my backup color, though. Thank you, Michelle. We're on the same page. Minty, pistachio green. All right. Arlinda still likes the pink. So let me just save this color, by the way. We have two color choices. Saving them both to my library, but we can kind of toggle between those two. Here's one. Here's the other. The reason I like it is it's gonna be different. Yeah, so exactly. Alberto says if it looks good, but if we're going to add it to the brand, you know, do we add the teal to the branding? Yeah, I'm actually thinking about this. Going back over here. Oh, where are we? This file. Yeah, here's that pink, right? It's like, would this have to be that, would I shift that to be more teal? Which might work. Okay. All right. Anyways, I think we have it. That is done. Let's actually take this and let's eliminate that word. So this is what I want to do. I want to copy this, but before I do that, I'm going to go right up here at the top. So this is what I need to do. I'm going to double click on this game one. I wasn't working in this file. This is just a different library item. but I need to put this in there. But the thing is I want to keep all my layers, all my wonderful layers off to the side. This is kind of already organized. So I can select everything, go to the flyout menu, and let's do paste remembers layers. Selecting paste remembers layers. We'll go over to this file. Could delete everything. I do have to have at least one layer. And paste in place. Oh, turns out I only selected one thing. Let's try that one more time. That was weird. Copy. Go into my game file. So this is turned on. And then I just do a paste in place. And then I need to do a little bit of shrinking. Like that. Cool. Save. That's being saved. It's called game 1. We can see my little character there. We'll go back to dimension. And then it updates it. We need to move it around a little bit. Oops. There it is. Something like that. All right, cool. Done. Sauce. Family food sauce. Let's bring back our takeout box. There it is. Rotate it around. We can see that's not quite touching. Let's kind of move this in. Whoop. Move this over. Let's rotate it. And then I do have this option right over here to drop it to the ground. Like that. All right. Let's rotate it. Pan over. There we have it. Okay, cool. Let's render out just a medium quality version of it. We're going to save to Creative Cloud Files. It's going to be a PSD. It's called Sauce Packaging. Done. Save the document. Oh yeah, save the file. And I'm going to do cloud rendering. That way it can do its thing and I can continue designing another game. Really, Jan Eric, you like my design stuff? Thank you. You know what makes me good is... Oh, didn't I click cloud? Oh, it's uploading it. That's what's happening right over there. Uploading. Over 200 art directors. You can get some good stuff out of it. Although I think we disagree on the color, right? So honestly, what I would do what they're doing here, right? I would have different boxes with different ideas on them. Consistent, just different colors. So that's what I would do. Wouldn't it be cool to have nicknames here on the chat, like next to the name? Felipa, you can do that if you want to. Sure. All right. Switch back over. 20 minutes before the challenge deadline. So you can see that challenge tab right over there. It should be all about creating a double exposure image, right? Cool. Oh, interesting. Uploading bottlenecks the stream, it seems. Fascinating. I wonder if that's true. I should keep track of that. Because I've had issues, but it's processing now. Yeah, it'll do its thing. So let's get back over into Illustrator. We did it. The Hunger Games. There's our logo. And then I have like a lot of these characters, so I don't know what to do with them. I kind of want to make a matching game. Hi, Julia. Good to see ya. I was thinking about making a matching game. But what I kind of want to do is I want to have a bunch of different little fun characters. And I want them all to have names and be really cute. And they all get involved in these fun little escapades, and they play the games with you, stuff like that. That's why I kind of like the glasses, right? This guy's really fun, but I don't know. There's these guys over here, so yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. Like, still working on it. Steal some of these legs. Change this to hiding the artboards. Let's make these characters. Because again, these images are actually, these are photos. The other ones are vector. Vector is going to be a little bit better for what I'm doing. Like that. This guy is jumping. He's going to be that guy. Move him over. Like that. You get it. Something like that. All right. Should have grouped these together earlier. There we go. There we go. Cool. All right. Send to back. Different smile. It's a different character. All right. Fantastic. So, let's move him over. We're gonna have the original crew. That's all these fun sketches, and then I'm gonna make some new ones. Let's see if this works. All right. So what I did here is I just created all these different like facial features and ended up creating a bunch of characters. So I thought this would be fun. But I think we've already decided that you guys don't like this. All right, I'm locking these down. I'm locking down these fun noodles. Lock. There we go. Stop getting in the way, right? Next one, why not? Let's go put this one over here. This big mouth. Like that. Bring this to the front. There we go. All right. go. All right. What's up? What's the keyboard shortcut for bring to front? Shift Command, opening bracket, closing bracket. To bring to the front, it's going to be closing bracket. Shift Command, closing, opening. And we'd see it dance around right in here. So right now it's at the top. It moves it to the top. Then we can move it clear to the bottom to the top again, right? So these are my characters. Group, send to back, boom. I usually don't like using shortcuts, at least during a live stream, just so you guys can see everything I'm doing if I go to the menu options. Right, you can see where the things are at. Okay, move this guy over. Unlock all. There he is. All right. There we have it. Okay, so what do you think? Do you like the top row or bottom row? Let's give, no, this guy likes being fancy. He's gonna get the pearls, right? I don't know, I wanna give them more, like, character than they currently have. Okay, I like the upper row better. Top, love all this. Yeah, you know, just trying to give them more personality. So your goal is to just like have an affinity for these characters. That's the goal, right? They're your friends. They're hanging out with you. It's like, oh, the parents are talking about boring parent stuff, and I just want to hang out with good old Pete the pasta, or whatever we end up calling these different characters, right? That's the goal. Let's move some of these to the back. So this is what we could do. Based on this, it gives them more pizzazz. Yeah, I agree. So this is what I was thinking. Like we have all these characters. They have all these, like, they have different names and stuff, right? Let's move these guys over. Oops. Let me group these together. We have this fun lasso tool right in here in Illustrator. Just allows me to kind of outline this rather than trying to select with like a marquee. Group, right? Like so. It's quick and dirty. Oops. All right. We did it. 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 All right. So this is what we could do. We could do something like this for a game. We have these characters, and let me make sure I am scaling strokes and effects. Scale those down. So the goal here is to, it's like a finding game. So you have to, the goal would be, and I don't know how much I'm going to get done because geez, I only have 8 minutes before the deadline, but the goal would be to like find these characters, right, amongst all these people below, right? That's the idea. So we'd have so many people like all crammed together. Like this. Right. Oops. And it's going to be like find these characters in the crowd below. Or something. Or it could be like, who's practicing social distancing? You know? I love that. I love that thought. Like, who's practicing social distancing? This guy. Not this guy. No siree. But I love the idea of disguising Carl or whoever this is as a person. So in this case, like that. Bring to the front. There we go. Anyways. Cool. So he is disguised. And he'd be part of this matching game. That's one idea. I'm open to other ideas. We could actually do a social distancing type game. Like, who's practicing social distancing? Not these people, right? Let's space them all out. What are you thinking? Space them out. Right? But I like the idea of these characters kind of hiding in the crowd. Well, let's do that one more time. Make sure you turn off paste remembers layers, because that could sometimes screw you up. There we go. There we go. Carl the Pasta's now hiding. Cool. Cool. I don't know if that's really me, but is it wine o'clock yet? I do not know. Maybe it's time to have a drink of the old bubbly, which is just sparkling water. Yeah, but this is good. I think the backs of boxes and things is like a good place to teach children things, and not just to buy more of your product, to, like, you know, just give them a chance to have some fun, but also learn something amongst it as well. So, yeah. I'll work on that some more. Actually, what do I have? 4 minutes. Let's save this. Let's move this over. I got time. Ugh. I'm an optimist. Let's open up Aero. And let's export this out really fast. So this is being rendered. It should be done now, right? Let's download our file. Oh yeah. Done. Let's preview it in a browser. Make a key so they can factually determine who is practicing the distancing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's great. Perfect, Luke. I mean, I don't want to be too preachy, but like, I like that idea of like, you know, who's going to be the safest person here? Like, what pasta? You know, it's kind of like, hey kids, you don't want your pasta to taste like, I don't know, Jello. You know, it's like, maybe not mix all your food together that doesn't go together. That's kind of what social distancing is like. You want the pasta to taste like pasta, so it's over here. And then you want your pudding to taste like pudding, and it's over here, right? It's not going to be good if you get them all together, right? So again, metaphors. What was I even doing? Here's this file. 2 minutes left. Sure enough, there it is. Feel free to comment. By the way, I should be able to actually view this. Wait for it. Come on now. There's another sharing right up here. Publish 3D scene. Sauce packaging. This is what I like, creating that public link. Wait for it. It's going to prepare it. It's going to upload it. And you're going to have the ability to interact with this. But yeah, there that is. It's almost done. It's almost done. Come on, give me my link. We got a minute 38. Perfect. Copy link. View on web. Pasting it into chat. Boom. There it is. There's your link. What you'll get is the ability to kind of rotate this around the table. And you have the ability to see the backside where that game is. All right? Cool. You have that link if you're on Behance. If you're not, well, hey, go to behance.net/live. With that done, I can also go back to this file. We want to publish this to Aero in 50 seconds. We'll just try to publish it out there. Impossible. I love that phrase. Jan Eric, I tease you about being too punny, but that impossible is that's a great phrase. That's a great word. So I think this one just said no dice, Paul. I will show you really fast if I can. Here's an earlier version. Let me move my bubbly. But here's an earlier version using Aero of the packaging, as you can see, like so, right? So kind of get a good preview of what it looks like. And this was an earlier version, right? Earlier version. Our new version is going to publish out, but I think Dimension's taking forever to load. But the clock also says 000. So that means it's time to dive into some of these daily creative challenges. That works for you. So, man, I hope this saves. All right. Give me 1 second. Just so you know, this is all uploaded to Discord. You know the drill. If you don't, hey, let's talk. Say hello. If it's your first time here, I want to give you a warm virtual hug. But this is the URL that we'll be using. All right, so let's open up Discord now and jump over. Here we are. So the goal is to add 2 images to your cover and then use the color channels to create a double exposure effect and get the starter file here. So starter file, boom. Let's clear this out. Come on, Discord. There you are, Discord. And here's the starter file, just to see what that looks like. It's just a piece of paper, right? Current challenge. Here we are. Massimiliano. Love it. Love it. breaking through. Sharon, how you doing? Sharon Use? I don't know how to say your last name. Thank you, Sharon, for hanging out with us. And feel free to get involved. I'm just glad you're here, by the way. Hanging out, being safe. Let me know how you're doing. If you guys are getting lonely, hey, join the club. That's why we're here. Breaking through. This looks really cool. Here's the picture of the guy. Overlaid over a city. There's obviously lots of layers going on there, and I think it's cool. I like the use of that teal. Looks great. I like this. Bernard. I like it, Bernard. First responder. I think what's happening here is there's really good use of appropriate photos. So this guy is like deep in thought. He has the weight of the city on his shoulders. First responder. Great title. Into it. Elephant Dreams, double exposure. Oh yeah. Yeah, cool. Looks great. Oh, I love this font. If there was any font that said elephant, it's this font. That's like an elephant font right there, right? It's an elephant. All right, cool stuff. And a little composition here, how it will look on the book. Cool. Elephants are so iconic. It's easy to... Oh, Marsha's going to make some pasta. Yeah, they're so iconic. It's a great... All right, here we go. That's day 7. Here's day 8. That looks good. Love the colors. That's Camilla's. Looks like Big Evil Doer says... Yeah, it talks about the city scene and the dress being a little subtle. I didn't realize it until you view it at full size. That part I really like. Okay, so he's talking about how these have a different tonal, just different colors. I think this is all one image. So, but yeah, you know, honestly, I think if it was all the same, it would be boring. And that's what I think is cool about double exposures. You can get lots of interesting looks and everything like that. But yeah, no, I like this. You know, I think one awesome thing about double exposure is playing with negative space, right? So you want to be able to play with negative space and have implied line. But I think that's great, Camila. Here we go. MZR. 2 of them. That's cool. Fun use of text. So good type lockup. Okay. Yeah, the red and green did feel like Christmas. Excuse me. This is good. This makes this is kind of part of the issue with this one is you're mixing flat illustration with that's colored, flat full color illustration with a full color photo, which is hard to do successfully because they're way too different. And all that happened here is they got overlapped. So they need to be tied together somehow, right? Yeah. I typically don't recommend mixing illustration with photos unless you know what you're, you really know what you're doing. Like it's actually integrated, like it's a squid coming out of an ocean and the ocean is the realistic photo. That's where it works. Cool. El Macambo. Oh, thanks for giving us the exact address in Toronto. Love Toronto. Jude Klinger. It's all inside your head, man. By the dude. That's fun. Great job. Again, great photo to be using. Super fun. Carries. I even like this one. Cool. This is probably my favorite one, actually. Because she's using a different photo. It's awesome. Don't lose your mind. That looks good. Just playing with those different channels, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. You did a great job. And then the superhero comps. Sweet. Did anybody else lose the stream? Hopefully, cool. I should show you some of my double exposures. Let's see what my double exposures look like. There's one. Here's double exposure using live video. Right? That's kind of fun. So again, just using video. You can use video just as easily as you can using an image, pretty much, okay? Super cool. Here's triple exposure. Another fun double exposure. And then this one I worked on recently. It's another just kind of, I don't even know if you'd call that double exposure. All right, so that's all I got. That's all I got for mine. Those were my entries. Someday I will do something with this wolf. Oh yeah, this is what I was doing. I was playing with this wolf movie. I guess I don't have this rendered out yet. Oh, I should render that out. That's going to be awesome. Anyways, I'm getting off track because I want to show you Aero. Yeah, that works. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so yeah, here's another double exposure using video. I don't even know if it really works that well. That's probably why I never published it. All right. Cool. Done. All right, so let's go back to what we were working on. Keep those entries rolling in because I will check back later as well. Yeah, sure enough. Lice, L-Y-S-E, candle. These were inspiration photos. Thank you so much for this. Boom, boom, great. Show us the sources. Yeah, to find a soul. This is great. I would even take that text. Work on your type lockup, you know, because this just kind of needs to be worked on, but it's super strong. I love the bold colors. I almost think that black is almost too black, but that's great. And then this one, Victoria K. Yeah, having fun with the channels as well. Letters from camp. Boy, what kind of camp did you go to? Horrified there. So much deep reflection happening in that camp. How would you fix that? How would you fix the text is slightly distorted? I don't know. I don't really see that it's distorted, but you would know better. Might be just the angle that this smart object's applied to the larger image. Cool. All right, so let's swing on over to Dimension. We'll get this uploaded. It'll be quick. You guys are my quarantine. You guys have helped me become a better designer every day by just giving me your opinion on what you think looks good and doesn't look good. So I appreciate you. Hopefully you're doing well. All right. And we're back. Here's the final. We're going to export the selected. So let's make sure we select it. Export selected for Aero. Adobe Aero is a mobile app on iOS that allows me to see these 3D objects in a real world environment. Yeah, you're my quarantine. Thank you, Afroja. And, oh yeah, and we're doing a quarantine stream. Me and my team are doing a quarantine stream. Me and my quarantine team are doing a quarantine stream on, and then we're gonna have quarantinis. All right, so that's doing its thing. It's ready. Export. Boom. I typically put it in the same folder every time. It's in Creative Cloud Files, right? These are my synced Creative Cloud files. It's gonna go in Aero. You can see a number of ones that I have over here. Saving it as a GLB file. See right here. It's done. Wow. Okay. Let's see. All right. Check it out. Oop, maybe not that view. That's actually not a bad view, because you'll be able to see that there's actually nothing there. Let's get this extra angle. Bonus angle. Just like that. There you are. Okay, so phone plus slowly pan around. So that's what I'm doing, kind of panning around. It recognizes this surface. I tap right there. I then add from Creative Cloud. We'll go into my Aero folder. Oh, I don't think I labeled it. I think it must be Untitled. So let's drop it in and see what happens. Vahid, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Hello there, my friends. Look what we made, Vahid. Look at how smart we are. Oh, look at us. Let's move this. Oh, look, we made packaging, right? There it is. We can obviously like resize it, but we need to place it. Tap. Boom. Place it right there, right next to my next candle that's almost burned out. Right. And sure enough, we can see it. We could take this. We can add behaviors to it. So behaviors, trigger, on start, do an action. We just want to have it. I just want to have it drop in. So let's get out of there. Let's go to action. Actually, no, let's have it rotate around. X. I think I want it to rotate at the X angle. Nope. Boy, am I going to get this wrong. 0. We'll try Y. There we go. We just want it to spin around. And honestly, here we go. Hold on. So it's going to spin around. It's not going to go back and forth. It's just going to do it once. And I'm going to have it do it over the course of a couple seconds so you can see it. 3 seconds. And it's going to tap. There we go. Boom. On tap, rotate this box. Okay, so we'll preview it now. There it is. We could check it out. We can get a little closer, right? Like so. And then on tap, we could see it spin around, and then we can see our game in the back. Okay. Cool. Is that cool, or is that cool? And you can solve the maze if you want to. It actually looks really easy to solve. Looks really easy, but I thought it was pretty hard to make. So actually, no, it wasn't that hard to make. I thought it was going to be more complex than it really was, but pretty cool. Tap, have it spin back around. We could see it right there. You guys get the idea. Yeah. And the candle's a black currant tea, apparently. So, Afroja, I'm glad you like it. Felipe, I'm glad you like it as well. Destiny likes my candle. But the cool thing about this, I could then take this, publish this out. I will just get a share link, and then I will paste this into chat as well. Wow, I still have time, too. I probably have another 10 minutes or 8 minutes. So this is going to give me that link, and yeah, I'm kind of curious as to how this link comes across. Share, copy, and paste. All right. What that link has in it might be very similar to what I had in Dimension, but let's see. Oh, I see. So basically, it's gonna tell you to download Aero, and then you can preview it on your own. So that's the situation there. Cool. But we do have this one. Remember, we still have this link right up at the top. There we go. Sorry, you cannot see that. Switching over, publishing that out. All right. You need a phone to open this. Okay. Yeah, you need a phone to open this, and I could imagine it's going to ask you to download Aero. So those who have Aero will have access to this now. Those who don't, hey, you know what? That's why I'm generating this other link for you. All right. Let's check it out. We've already seen this. There we have it. Cool. I will publish this online too on my Twitter account, just so you know. Maybe some of this other stuff also on social media like Instagram. So that's what we have. I'm kind of at this point. I'd probably make some more games. There's connect the dots, right? I could have done that, and I could do that with any photo. So let's go over here. This didn't work out too well. Let's come in here. Boom. Wait for it. Okay, let's do this. Place copy. Oh, sorry. All right. These are illustrations I did not make, but these could be fun. So let's take this one, for instance. Command Y, that will give me that. Let's try this. So what I do is I would take a layered illustration, I'd start consolidating it using the shape builder tool, as I'm doing right now. So it's really going to simplify it a lot. I'll probably duplicate her as well, just to make sure I have a backup. And ultimately, she's going to be a bunch of outlines. So let's actually do that right now. Change that, make it white. Checking the time, 2:51. Guess what? Kyle T. Webster's up next. The one and only. Yeah, it's super exciting what's happening for Kyle. He's got some changes coming up. Hopefully he'll talk about them. That would be awesome. But there this is. And then, yeah, let's actually just take this. And scribbling over all this stuff, you get the idea. So I would ultimately just turn this into an outline of different shapes. Her arm would be all one thing. Oops. Trying to get this done in time. Because I know my boss is going to ask about it today. He's going to be like, Paul, where's that illustration? I need that coloring book. Where is it? I'm working on it now, man. Give me a second. Wait for it, almost done. Cleaning this up. There we go. All right. Jan Eric, keep everybody entertained for a little bit, can you? Let's go into the stroke right here. We will round the corners. We'll make it give it a dashed line, and we'll start to control the gap of it all. And again, I'm down in my last couple of minutes. So the dash is 0. That's totally fine. The dash is going to be controlled by the stroke thickness, but I want to have a larger gap in between these. So like that. That might be a little much. Typically, these are numbered. That's a whole other story. Right? But now you really can't tell what it is, but obviously it's going to be this woman carrying a piece of pasta. Cool. So I'd have to go in and assign numbers to each one of these fun little dots, right? Maybe make it a little larger. So many dots, right? But you get the idea. Connect the dots. All right. Cool. Cool. I feel like we did so much work. I'm not kidding. We did a lot of work. We got all of this done. We went through branding. I would need to still iron out the colors. I would probably make this more of a teal color. And I would have this nice yellow color as well is what I would use. So that would be my color palette. Get rid of that stroke. It would be something like this. I think this is just really nice. Like I'm steering a little bit away from that sort of really straightforward green, and I'd lean more toward the teal, right? Because it just makes it look a little bit more contemporary. And the cool thing is I could take half that leaf, make it teal, the other half a little lighter teal. You get the idea. But that is it for me. I'm going to let you guys go. You've been fantastic. I have something really cool planned tomorrow, by the way. Thank you, Destiny. I feel like I worked hard. I worked hard on this. But I'll try to get these files out through social media, and then I got a fun masterclass tomorrow on Photoshop, on creating stuff that has a little bit more meaning. And honestly, I think art is great therapy, especially since we're all stuck at home, and that's what I want us to do with our time tomorrow. So super cool we have going on. Lots of masterclasses tomorrow, but stick around. The one and only Kyle T. Webster is going to be up next. Draw along with him and hang out with me later. So thank you, Felipa, Esther, Michelle, Tim, Jack, Destiny. You guys are fantastic. Now let's go draw with Kyle. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you soon. Thank you very much.